As Christians, we are constantly reminded of the spiritual battle that rages on between good and evil. The concept of a Satanic New World Order (NWO) may seem like a conspiracy theory to some, but to many believers, it represents a very real and tangible threat to our faith and values. The NWO refers to a hypothetical future where a single, totalitarian government controls every aspect of society, suppressing individual freedoms and promoting a godless, secular agenda. To fight back against this perceived evil, Christians must first understand the nature of the enemy and then employ effective strategies to resist its influence. The Bible warns us about the emergence of a one-world government led by the Antichrist, which will seek to dominate and deceive humanity. Revelation 13, ominous 18. This entity will promote a false, satanic worldview that denies the existence of God and seeks to eradicate Christianity. To combat this, Christians must remain vigilant and informed, recognizing the subtle ways in which the NWO ideology is promoted in our culture. This includes being aware of propaganda and disinformation spread through media, education, and entertainment, which can shape public opinion and erode traditional values. One effective way for Christians to fight back against the NWO is to stand firm in their faith, unwavering in their commitment to biblical principles. This means prioritizing spiritual growth, engaging in regular prayer and worship, and seeking guidance from Scripture. By deepening their relationship with God, believers can develop the discernment and wisdom needed to navigate the complexities of our fallen world. Moreover, Christians must also be salt and light in their communities, sharing the gospel and demonstrating the love of Christ to those around them. By living out their faith in a genuine and compassionate way, believers can counter the darkness of the NWO with the light of the gospel. Another crucial strategy for resisting the NWO is to engage in critical thinking and media literacy. Christians should be cautious of information that promotes a secular, humanistic worldview, and instead, seek out alternative sources of news and information that align with biblical values. This includes supporting Christian media outlets, podcasts, and online platforms that provide a faith-based perspective on current events. By being well-informed and critically evaluating the information they consume, believers can make informed decisions and avoid being swayed by misinformation. Furthermore, Christians can fight back against the NWO by getting involved in their local communities and promoting biblical values in the public square. This includes participating in grassroots activism, supporting Christian candidates for office, and advocating for policies that protect religious freedom and traditional family values. By exercising their rights as citizens and engaging in the democratic process, believers can help shape the cultural narrative and push back against the encroachment of secularism. Additionally, Christians can also support organizations and ministries that work to promote biblical values and provide aid to those affected by the NWO agenda. Finally, Christians must recognize the importance of spiritual warfare in resisting the NWO. This involves putting on the full armor of God, as described in Ephesians 6:10-18, and engaging in targeted prayer and intercession against the forces of darkness. By praying for God's protection, wisdom, and guidance, believers can fortify themselves against the spiritual attacks of the enemy and remain steadfast in their commitment to Christ. Moreover, Christians can also participate in corporate prayer and worship, joining with other believers to form a united front against the NWO. In conclusion, fighting back against the Satanic New World Order requires a multifaceted approach that encompasses spiritual growth, critical thinking, community engagement, and spiritual warfare. By standing firm in their faith, Christians can resist the influence of the NWO and promote a biblical worldview in their communities. As the Bible reminds us, for our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Ephesians 6:12. As believers, we must remain vigilant, pray fervently, and trust in God's sovereignty, knowing that He will ultimately triumph over the forces of darkness and establish His kingdom on earth.